Star Wars Rogue One. Actually, it's Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I would say this is episode 3.5. It may or may not be canon, but the movie is pretty good. It's a it's a deep one. It's pretty deep. It's very emotional. Um, you do need to be qualified to watch it. You need to know about New Hope. You need to know about a lot of things to enjoy it fully. So you need to know a little bit of Star Wars lore to actually enjoy this 100%. All the characters in this movie, well, most of the characters, there are little cameos here and there, but majority of these characters, about 99%, and 99% of the time are not in actual Star Wars. You do see right here, there's Darth Vader. He does show his face. And you also see right here the Death Star. So it has something to do with that. Basically, I was watching it and someone told me that it was good while I was barely watching it. And there's also a TV series for it. And it made me want to do some digging. So I got on my Google or on my phone and I started to say, okay, what is this movie? What is this? What is this about? Because the first 30 minutes, I don't know what the hell's going on. Um, Turns out that it's just a bunch of rebel nobodies, not even Jedi. These are non-Jedi people. On the side of the Jedis, some wannabe Jedis, um, some maybe wannabe Jedi, some non-wannabe Jedis, some just rebels, just a bunch of nobodies, some average Joes, right? That can fly planes and stuff like that. Average nobodies. There is one girl of importance in there, but she's on the bad side. Um, she's related to someone on the inside. Her dad designed the Death Star, right? But he put in the Death Star a fuse that would be able to destroy the entire Death Star. So that's why we get that meme that they just shoot one little beam in Star Wars and they destroy the entire Death Star. So the father is what was the one that did that. Now the father works for the bad guys, so he's employed there. The daughter, she's a rebel, and her and her chums are out to retrieve the that information, right? Or I think it's a bit complicated. I think they initially went there to uh to kill the guy that made the Death Star, which was the father of the girl. But they ended up finding out that there's a fuse in there that would destroy the Death Star. They just needed to find the data. So they're looking through all these files of the data. They're breaking into the data of all that stuff. And the little girl, I mean, the girl's name was Stardust or something like that. So there's a file named Stardust, and they found that thing, and basically, um, they knew. Sorry, it's kind of an emotional thing, so I say it's deep. But they knew when they were gonna do this that it was gonna be a suicide mission. So all the people that went there were not gonna live. That's what makes it incredibly deep. Um, and that's how this basically how it ends. But what they try to do is they try to like Bluetooth or yeah, Bluetooth the information. It's not exactly Bluetooth, but like how we have Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi the information of the Death Star to the rebels that are fighting, right? And so they do that, and they complete their mission because they can't leave because they're gonna die either way. So that's basically the story. Basically, a suicide mission. Retrieving the information on how to destroy a Death Star. And so I say it's episode 3.5 because in episode 4, they use that information to actually destroy the Death Star. So this is just retrieving the information to destroy the Death Star, and that's basically it right there. That's the whole movie. And I say it's a pretty good movie. Definitely need to watch it, but you do actually need to know a little bit of the Star Wars lore to enjoy it fully. If you don't know like the basics of like Princess Leia, Darth Vader, the Death Star, like the stormtroopers and all that stuff, and the Rebel Alliance, all that junk, if you're not well versed in that, then you won't really know, you won't enjoy it as much. So I would say probably watch episode, or you could actually watch this in order. You could watch episode 1, 2, 3, then this one, then episode 4, 5, and 6, and then 7, 8, 9. So you could actually watch it in order. This would be the 4th movie. So episode 1, 2, 3. This is like 3.5. And then episode 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or like most people, they start with episode 4, 5, and 6 because those were the original ones. And then they go to 1, 2, 3. But it wouldn't be in order. So it's up to you.